Hey you! Yes, you! Are you looking to get some Ascended gear? Are you looking to have better stats than just that normal exotic gear that everyone has? Well boy do I have the video for you, because today we're going to be going over how to get Ascended gear and how to make it as easy as possible. Just a quick disclaimer before we jump into the meat of this video, there are definitely going to be spoilers, and you're going to need some of the DLCs. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to go over some of the ways that I got Ascended gear and how I made it easier for myself along the way, so that way you don't have to figure it out blindly. First, I'll be going over the Living World 3 methods. Now, this grind is quite easy, especially if you just add it to your list of dailies. First up, I hope you like the cold, because that's where we're going to be heading. There's this area called Bitter Frost Frontier. Bitter Frost Frontier contains something called winter berries. These winter berries can be exchanged for certain trinkets. You'll find the Unbound Magic vendor, which is also the Ascended vendor, in the Bitter Frost Frontier on the right side of the map. This funky little quaggan is going to sell you a backpack, a ring, an earring, and some face masks. You can wear these, and these will boost your stats accordingly. Now, to the left of the Bitter Frost Frontier, we are going to head to Bloodstone Fen. There is also Ascended trinkets to be gathered there. This is another Living World 3 area. Just like in Bitterfrost, you're going to gather this area's specific currency, which is Bloodstone Rubies, and exchange those, as well as Unbound Magic, for the item you want. The Bloodstone Fen vendor is going to offer you a ring, a pendant, a backpack, and then a capacitor. You can use the capacitor to reset the stats on your Ascended gear, similar to a legendary item. Now, this is going to be extremely useful, especially if you want to experiment with builds. This only works on the Bloodstone items, though. Now, for the people who do not have the DLCs, this one is core. We're going to go ahead and head on over to Lion's Arch in front of the portal that leads to Fractals. Fractals have some really good Ascended gear inside of them. Now, you can get this gear a couple different ways, by either running Fractals or heading to the Laurel Merchant inside of the Fractal portal on the right side. Now, this little average-sized man has a bunch of different trinkets and rings for sale. And as his occupation may have hinted at, he is a Laurel Merchant. He takes the laurels that you earn through playing the game and exchanges them for gear. Go figure. Now, if these green horseshoes are a little too rich for your blood, you could also just run Fractals. They have a chance to drop Ascended gear, and if you're really lucky, it'll drop it as Infused. Infused gear can also be upgraded to Attuned, which allows you to slot 3 total Agony Resistance orbs on them, which is amazing for trying to climb the difficulty. Climbing the difficulty is good for a couple of reasons. Not only do you get more Agony infusions, but you also get more rewards, which means more gold and more Ascended gear chances. Now that we've gotten your backpack, trinket, and rings out of the way, we need to get on to the level of main armor, which is a little bit more difficult on average. Now, if you're trying to get Ascended armor pieces, we've got a little bit of an issue. There's something called the Astral Vault, and by doing dailies, you get Astral Currency. This Astral Currency can be used to redeem 3 pieces, give or take, every time it resets. But let's say, for the sake of an argument, you don't want to wait an extended amount of time to get this gear. Well, you could always attempt raids. Raids drop Ascended gear. Now, if you're here trying to get Ascended gear, you're probably not ready for raids, and I completely understand that. Crafting is also a viable option, but it is considerably more expensive than the rest of the equipment we've talked about here today. I don't even have a full set of Ascended armor. Now, outside of cosmetics and wanting to slot those infusions, you really don't need to have Ascended armor. Most players that I see are running around with sets of exotic that they purchased easily through the World vs. World item shop. Ascended armor pieces are definitely more of a marathon than a sprint, unlike the trinkets that we were able to easily obtain before, and that's perfectly okay. You don't need to have them. Don't let them stop you from trying to enjoy the game. Nobody is going to care about the minimal stat difference between your Ascended and your exotic gear. It is not going to affect your performance to a point to where you can't perform. Personal perfectionism is fine. Just don't let it get in the way of enjoying the game. This isn't a big deal. Now that we've talked about armor and trinkets, weapons are obviously what's going to be next on the list. Now, weapons seem to be marginally easier to get. If you've noticed the armor in the Astral Ward, then you've also noticed the one free weapon you can get from the Astral Ward daily gift shop. Now, this Ascended weapon, once again, can only be claimed once per reset, so make sure you get one that you want. Of course, this isn't the only way to get an Ascended weapon. They drop pretty commonly from raids. I got a mushroom hammer and it is glorious. Outside of raids, there is also Ascended armor, trinkets, and weapons hidden throughout the achievements of the game. Some of the DLCs even give you an elite specialization, and that specialization has a signature weapon. That is an ascended piece of gear once you complete the collection, for free. There are a million different ways to get ascended gear in Guild Wars 2. It's hidden all across Tyria. You can just go out and get it through many different methods. But I just shared with you the ways that I got mine and how I farmed my ascended gear, and how I am currently still working on farming my ascended gear across all characters. I know there are PvP methods to get ascended gear as well, but I have no experience with those, and it wouldn't feel right to give you guys information on a method I haven't tried yet. So maybe I'll make a future video about that, who knows. But I just finished sharing with you the ways that I got all my ascended gear. If this helped you, please let me know. I really hope if you take one thing away from this video, it is that you do not need to rush for this. Ascended gear is a luxury. It's something that you want to have, not have to have. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. If this video helped you in any way, please consider dropping a like. It really helps the channel more than you'd think. If you have questions, concerns, or you think I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And if you'd like to see this stuff live, I'm usually streaming on Twitch. Link will be in the description. Come hang out, ask questions, or just lurk while we grind. If you'd like to keep in touch with the community, please feel free to join the Discord. The link will also be in the description. Subscribe if you want to see more of my YouTube content, chill streams, and my in-game questionable decisions.